Hello, good people. My name is Kayode Babalola. They call me K-Babs, and I'm the director of the film In the Gap. In the Gap is a movie that speaks about one of the major tenets of Christianity. I do not want to talk too much about that so that I won't give too much away. But I want to assure you that we did our utmost best in making the film a great one. And I'm asking that the moment the film is out, you must do all you can to watch the movie. All right, there are about 7 things that makes a movie great. First and foremost, not in any particular order, but one of the major things that makes a story great is the desire, the art, the desire to make something great. It's not enough to want to make a movie. You must have the desire to make a great movie. The producer, the director, everyone involved must have the utmost thirst to make a great movie. Not just any movie, not just any type of movie, but a great movie. And that was what happened with In the Gap. Right from the word go, myself, the director, and the producer, Vincent Efetobo Ukweku, we had the same mind to make a great movie. Number two, for you to have a great movie, you must have a good story, a fantastic story. And I must assure you that The Gap is a story. Yes, the theme, the subject is not so, so novel, but the way we tell the story makes it more beautiful. There are no new stories. What happens is, what makes it different is how you tell the story. And I must assure you that we had a lot of back and forth with the scriptwriter, and then we also did a lot of other jobs on it. That were my team, the team of directors, but I had 2 assistants and myself. We had to work again on the story, and eventually we were able to come about a great story by the grace of God. Another thing that makes a movie great is using appropriate locations. See, it's not about a location being beautiful, it's not about it being attractive, being colorful. Yes, those things are needed, but beyond all that, they must be appropriate for each set, and that was what God helped us to do. Of course, we had lots of recce, not once, not twice, not thrice, and we were able to, research and get good locations that helped and enhance, the story. Again, you must go ahead and get a very, very good set of equipment. The equipment we used to make movies 3 years ago, 5 years ago, are not the same ones we're using now. And by the grace of God, we went for something great. In the Gap movie was shot with 2 units of 6K Pro Blackmagic cameras. And then God really helped us to win that. Another thing we did was that it's not enough to have a good story. It's not enough to have the desire to make a great movie. It's not enough to have appropriate, locations and costumes, by the way. And it is not even enough to have good equipment. You must select carefully your set of crew members. Those who know their onions, those who can bring out the best in the equipment that you have used. You could spend so much money hiring equipment, but what about the people that undo those equipments? And God helped us to pick the best of the best in sets of in choosing the crew members. We had our main DOP as Kunle Adepoju, ace cinematographer Kunle Adepoju. Kunle Adepoju is someone that takes the time to achieve something great. What helps every director is that when you share your vision with your set of crew members, your team, they must be able to easily grasp whatever you're talking about and even go beyond whatever it is that is what you have laid down for them to do. And that was what happened with this movie. We had another project as main DOP. We had great shots by the grace of God. We had Niyi Famewo as the second unit. We had me, Kayode Babalola as the head gaffer. We had Bayo Effect as our makeup artist. We had Gary Norman as the set designer. We had Ayo Sumema Molale as my first AD, and then we have Sheyi Pedradetola as my production coordinator, who who was always by my side to ensure that the things go as planned. Every day, in the morning, we'll start by laying out the things we want to achieve by each day, in terms of locations, costumes, sets, cast involved. And at the end of every day, we'll come back together to approve today's job so that we can know the things we need to improve upon the next day. And that she did very effectively. She also doubled as a location chaplain, bringing me to the next point. Another thing that makes a movie great is a Christian movie, a gospel movie is the breath of life. God has to breathe on it. It is not enough for a movie to be technically astute. God has to breathe His, presence on it, and we ensure that we had a very spiritual atmosphere, on set, because we're always praying and always trusting God. I always tell people that God teaches you how to direct. Yes, you would have done your homework as a director, but there are some last-minute instructions that the Lord gives you that help you to bring out something great in any movie you are directing. And then we had that, by the grace of God on the set of the gap. So we have number one, the act, the desire to make a great movie. Number two, a great story. Number three, great equipment. Number four, great crew. Number five, God's presence, God's breath of life. Number six, appropriate locations and costumes. Bringing me to the seventh one, which is a wonderful, wonderful cast. You could have a great location, you could have great sets, you could have great equipment, you could have great crew. But if your cast members are not appropriate, again, it's not enough for a cast member to be handsome or beautiful. They must be appropriate for each character. Yes, they might be good, they might know how to act, but it is about the appropriateness. So, yes, you bring those who know how to act, but those who are appropriate for each character. You had Philip Oyeleye as her lead character in the movie In the Gap. And I could tell you a lot about Philip. Philip is a guy that brought his age in. He was always ready to please. He was always ready to listen to instruction. And all you need to ask is, director, what do you want me to do? And the moment I shared it with him, I said jump, he says how high. He's that kind of guy. We had Tina Adebola, wonderful actor. We had Benga Ayola SMH, great actor, of course you know. We had Martha Obama, we had lots and lots of great actors on set. And that made, you see, when you have all these ingredients, it makes the job of the director easier. Because yes, you have a vision as a director, but when you have people who know what they're doing, when they come together, it will really, really, really help you. Then we had two cast members in the United Kingdom. We had the beautiful Funmilayo Adegoke, all the way from Surrey, London, UK. She is a great actress. Of course, she started out being a music minister, but then she starred in the movie, the previous movie of Grateful Media, because Grateful Media is the main producer and the executive producer of this movie. So Grateful Media is the one who made In the Gap movie. Grateful Media. So the last thing, Adegoke starred in it, and she came again for this one. She acted Philip Oyeleye's mom's character. And then we had the producer himself, it's Pastor, and really great job, because it was Yate Pastor Balaji. It transcends generations. It was the pastor to the parents when they were young and they gave birth to the child, and was also a pastor to them when the child has grown. It was even at the graduation party of the child, so there was a bit of aging, to bridge the age gap. But in all, we had great cast members who came prepared, who came, with their lines, and it was a wonderful time on set. In all, we had a great shoot for In the Gap movie. The cast, the crew, everybody was very cooperative. They were cooperative, and it really helped the job of the director. And then I can't be more proud of both my cast and my crew. Again, my name is Kayode Babalola. They call me K-Babs, and I'm the director of the movie In the Gap. And I'm asking that as soon as you hear that In the Gap movie is out, please make sure to watch it. It is nothing like you've ever seen in your life. It's a bomb. It's different. It's unique. It's fresh. It's life. God bless you.